Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds news and commentary for broadcast professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Kolarova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected experts, Philip Grossman and Ann Seidler. Don't forget to give the program a like. Unreal Engine 5.3 introduces experimental SMPTE 2110 support, enhancing LED stage configurations. This update, focusing on NVIDIA hardware, boosts virtual production with higher resolution displays and efficient hardware use. It promises lower latency and improved multi-camera shoot capabilities, revolutionizing ICVFX stages with advanced scene geometry and lighting. So, Mary, I know you're an audio expert, but I know you were curious about this.
Yeah, I'm always so excited to see another company that's implementing 2110. I mean, that's just, I think we all expected when this whole movement with 2110 started that it would be adopted, really super quick, but it hasn't. It takes time. And Philip, you were just talking about 2110-40. So can you tell me a little bit more about that and how
Yeah,
this relates to it?
yeah. So it's interesting. I'm glad to see that they're adopting it. One of the big things in VFX in ICVFX, this Unreal Engine, in these stages, that they have to have the data from the camera. They have to know where the camera is positioned in space. They have to know what lens, what focal length, what aperture, in order to adjust the scenery to match. And the interesting thing about SMPTE 2110, specifically Dash 40, which is the ancillary data portion, is that it's a rather open spec, where in the past ancillary data was basically SCSI messages, closed captioning, and that was it. Now there's a potential to actually utilize this to pass this extended data from the cameras into the system, making the whole ICVFX much more integrated. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm glad to see that they've adopted it. NVIDIA, I think NVIDIA purchased Mellanox not too long ago, and so that's sort of driving some of this adoption, which is great. It simplifies the whole setup. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes on the television side. A lot of ICVFX has been in the film world. Now maybe we'll see a lot more of it in the television world.
All right, now moving on, MainConcept's Live Encoder 3.4 now features advanced VVC and LCEVC codecs, elevating live streaming capabilities. This update supports various formats, including MP4 and MPEG-2TS, and is tailored for MPEG-Dash and SRT. It enables high-resolution broadcasting, including 8K, setting a new standard in live broadcast technology. So, Mary, I'm throwing it back to you again.
Oh, I just love compression. Isn't it fun? And we were talking earlier about how much progress has been made. So, Philip, what are your opinions about you? You started out many years ago. We saw basic video and audio compression.
Yeah. I think what's interesting about this is that, first of all, most people don't realize that there's a handful of people who make the codecs themselves. Adobe doesn't make it. DaVinci Resolve doesn't make. They utilize them. We utilized them when I was at Imagine, and MainConcepts being one of the bigger ones. So when someone would say, I wish Adobe would render something faster. Well, it's not really Adobe. It's MainConcepts and what they're doing. But as you mentioned, it's interesting to see the continual advancements in the various codecs. I remember distinctly seeing, I think it was IBC 2015, maybe 2016, a demonstration at Harmonix booth showing the original MPEG-2 codec that they developed, and 10 years later, the advanced version of it. And it's a marked difference in the quality. So the fact that MainConcepts is updating their codecs, expanding their codecs, hopefully adopting the new sort of AI engines or media engines that are in the latest chipsets will speed this stuff up, making it very interesting. So I hope others follow along. And obviously MainConcept is one of the larger manufacturers of the codecs. So it's a good sign for the industry.
Great. Now moving on to our last item of the day, Kinefinity's latest firmware, KineOS 7.2, brings significant upgrades to Mavo Edge and Mark II cameras. Key features include an extended pre-roll function for capturing crucial moments, active E-mount for broader lens compatibility, and exFAT support for improved file management. The update also streamlines workflow with faster startup, easy clip detection, and comprehensive bug fixes. So, Philip, tell us about this.
Yeah, so Kinefinity is sort of that scrappy startup, the underdog. They've been banging around in the cinema camera industry for quite some time. So it's interesting to see as these things go. One of the things that it definitely shows is that cameras, especially modern cinema cameras, are effectively computers with sensors on them. Because you can see that the amount of additional functionality and features that they're able to squeeze in with their latest version of their OS. So it's exciting. I question their adoption of the various mounts that they've used, but you know, that's a whole argument that cinematographers have as to what camera, what mount is the best. But it's good to see that there's competition, especially I'll say in the sub $5,000 range for effectively what is a cinema camera, and it makes good images. So I'm glad to see them continuing to improve the technology and the capabilities.
All right, well, that's all the time we have today. Many thanks to our experts, Philip and Mary, and don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.